Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture series on basic electronics. So today we are in module number 2. This is lecture number 16. So myself Professor Ravini Kalur, working as assistant professor in the department of ENC KLS VDIT Haryana. So in the previous lecture we have learnt about the field effect transistors, that is FETs, and we have seen the construction of an FET, we have seen the types of an FET, that is enhancement and depletion type, N channel, P channel, and we have also seen what is called CMOS FETs, that is complementary MOS FETs, and we have seen the application of all those FETs in various domains or various applications wherever we use a FET. So in today's lecture we'll learn about what is called as SCR. SCR is nothing but a silicon control rectifier it is. Okay, so this SCR is a device which is used as a switch in a power electronic circuitries. So whenever we want a power generated or power requirement in the circuitry, then the switch which will be preferred is a SCR. So the normal transistor will not be having the current handling capability as that it has for a SCR. So whenever the power requirement is too high, that means when we talk about a power level circuitries, then we will be going in for a SCR. So we'll see what is SCR and how it works, right? So here what happens is we have the silicon control rectifier, that is SCR. It is the most important and most widely used device in the thyristor family. So we can see that this is the silicon control rectifier, correct? So SCR can be used in different applications like rectification, regulation of power and the inversion and so on. So wherever we want the inversion or whenever we want a phase control application to be used, there and all we'll be using this silicon control rectifier. So when we look at the symbol in the next slide, it looks exactly like a diode, but SCR will be used as a unidirectional device, and the diode also does the same thing. So it acts as a unidirectional device and you'll be allowing the current to flow in only one direction. Basically, diode has two terminals, whereas SCR will be having three terminals. Okay, and the SCR again it opposes the flow of current in another direction or in the reverse direction. That is there for the diode also. So this is also working in the same order. So when we look at the silicon control rectifier, that is this and this device, it looks exactly similar to the diode. The only thing is this gate is extra here, right? So SCR is a three-terminal device. It has three terminals, anode, cathode, and the gate. So we have this symbol marked with A, that is called as anode, symbol that is marked with K, that is called as cathode, and G is called as gate. Okay. So when I talk about the diode, we talk about only anode and the cathode, whereas here we are talking about one more terminal that is called as gate. So when we have an extra terminal for the device, it should be having some importance. So that importance, what it is, we'll see now. So we have one terminal that is anode and the other terminal that is cathode, and the third terminal what we had is gate. So if we see the construction diagram or the junction diagram of this, it looks like we have two p-n junctions connected back to back. So we have a p junction, we have a p-type material, n-type material, then we have a p-type material and one more n-type material. So when we look at this, there are three p-n junctions. This is junction 1, this is junction J2, this is junction J3. So what happens here is, whenever I connect this anode with a positive terminal and cathode with a negative terminal, say here, say if I try to connect this with a positive terminal and this with a negative terminal, what is happening is, your P junction and your N junction is receiving P positive and negative. So because of this, your this junction J1 is forward biased as well as J3 is forward biased, whereas this N layer gets a positive terminal and this will get a negative terminal, because of which this will be reverse biased. So because of the reverse biasing of the J2, the conduction of the SCR will not happen. Okay, so this is a SCR which has three terminals, anode, cathode and a gate. Okay, so what happens here is we need to make this junction J2 break so that I will be connecting or I will be making this SCR to conduct. Conduct means the current should flow from anode to cathode. Okay, this current we call it as IA. This current should be flowing from anode to cathode. To make this, we use this gate signal. This gate signal will be connected here and we will be having, this is a gate signal. So when this is connected to this particular thing, we try to provide the positive voltage to this so that this junction is also made as forward bias. When this junction J2 breaks, at that time there is flow of current from anode to cathode. When we talk about this, then what happens is when the SCR is turned off, at that time to turn it on, I need to be providing a gate voltage or gate current. Okay, so assume that whenever we are triggering this or whenever we are giving a supply voltage to the gate signal, it is called as a firing voltage. And at what angle it fires or at what angle your SCR starts conducting, that is what is called as firing angle. So when I have this firing angle, you will be talking about the turning on of the SCR. Once it is turned on, the gate loses its control over SCR. Keep this in mind. So whenever the SCR is used to acting as a switch, then once it starts working, then you will be losing your control over the SCR. Then what happens is you will be using a turn off methods. That means we have a commutation circuits to turn off your conducting SCR. You cannot be turning off your SCR via a gate voltage or gate current. To make it turn off, we need to be providing a reverse voltage by a commutation circuitry. So after that your SCR is going to switch off. Okay, so this is what is the details about the SCR or the silicon control rectifier. So the construction of this SCR is, as said here, this is a PN junction, this is a N junction, this is N P layer, this is N layer. It is the layering, that is 4 layers of P and N are sandwiched together and they are done with a anode, cathode, that is denoted by K, and then gate. So anode, cathode and then gate, these are the three terminals. This is how it is being connected. And this is a symbol. So symbol looks like diode, but it will be having a extra gate terminal. So this gate terminal should be used in the circuitry. Then what happens is I need to make the current flow from anode, that is to cathode. So it is also called as IAK or current flowing from anode to cathode, for which I will make here the IG. What is this IG? This is the gate current what will be applied to the circuitry. So this IG will be entered through the gate terminal so that your SCR turns on. So the construction details, it is nothing but when a PN junction is added to a junction transistor resulting in 3 PN junctions, the device is called as a silicon control rectifier. That is, we will be having a NPN or a PNP transistor, we will add one more P junction or one more N type that will be giving us. So the figure 1 shows its construction. It is clear that it essentially has a it is essentially an ordinary rectifier and a junction transistor. So rectifier means we will be using diode as a rectifier. So it acts as a diode and a transistor. The two are combined in one unit to form a PNPN device. Three terminals are taken, one from the outer type P-type layer that is called as anode, and the second from the another N-type layer that is again outer one that is called cathode, and the third one from the base of the transistor that is called gate. So this gate is denoted by G. In the normal operating conditions SCR, anode is held at the higher positive terminal or higher positive voltage, and cathode will be having a negative voltage, or we call it as small positive potential with respect to the cathode. So the second one what you have seen in the thing is symbol of SCR. So this is a working principle. Initially what happens is we have here junction J1, J2, J3, and the SCR is connected to the power supply via a load resistance. So here when we don't have any gate voltage at that time, if I apply the voltage across this, okay, when I apply the voltage across this, then we will be having the voltage that is applied when I don't have a gate voltage and when I have a gate voltage. When there is gate voltage, then you will be getting this one as we have the when no gate voltage, figure 2, the figure what you have seen, the SCR circuit with the gate open, no voltage is applied to the gate, and under this condition the junction J2 is reverse biased. Junction J1 and J3 are forward biased. We have seen that once I apply the positive term voltage across the input of the anode and cathode of the SCR, the junction J1 and junction J3 will be forward biased, whereas junction J3 is reverse biased. So because of this, what happens is the SCR will be in the off condition and there will be no current flow. So SCR is assumed to be in the cutoff region. When we apply a gate voltage with respect to cathode, that means when we apply a signal voltage across the cathode, then what happens? Then what happens is the SCR can be made to conduct heavily by applying a small positive voltage to the gate. So once SCR starts conducting, the gate loses all its control. Even if the gate voltage is removed, the anode current does not decrease at all. And the only way to stop the conduction is we need to be reducing the applied voltage to 0. The applied voltage between anode and cathode, whatever we have, that should be made to 0. Or else if you want to turn it off, we will be using a circuit called as commutation circuitry, and that commutation circuitry is used to turn off your SCR. So again, what will be there in the commutation circuitry? The commutation circuitry will be having the inductor, capacitor as well as a transformer. Using all these things, we will be turning off your SCR. So this is the animated video of what happens to the SCR and how it works. Okay. So assume that this will be closed. When this is closed and until you give your gate voltage, the SCR will not be turned on. So once the SCR turns on, then you will be getting this blinking here. Okay. Just look at the operation what's happening. This will be closed. When this is closed, until and unless this gate voltage is applied, your SCR is off only. Once the gate is closed, then the current flows from anode to cathode and then the bulb glows here. So this indicates that whenever you apply the voltage between the anode and cathode, even if the applying your BAK, the device will be still in the off condition until and unless you apply the gate voltage. This voltage applied to the gate terminal and the cathode will induce some small current. That current whatever is induced will make your SCR to switch on. Once the device is switched on, then the gate will not have any control over it. So it continuously starts to allow the current to flow from anode to cathode. Hope the explanation of the working of your SCR and how it works and why we don't have any control over SCR after it is switched on. Everything is clear from the animation. Just have a look at. So this will be closed and afterwards this will be closed. When this is closed, then only your bulb glows, indicating that the resistor is on. Have a look at. Okay. So next what we have is the silicon controlled rectifier. As compared to the electromechanical or mechanical switches, SCR will not be having any moving parts. It is a small device. So it has a high efficiency and it can deliver noiseless operation. And the switching speed is very high and it can perform 1 nano operations per second. So for every second you will be performing 1 nano operation. 1 nano means 10 to the power of minus 9. So then these can be operated at a high voltage and current rating with a small gate current. So this small gate current what is applied, that will be used and it will be operated for a higher voltages. So that is why this SCR is preferred in the power electronics wherever the voltage rating is more compared to the normal analog circuitries. So in the power electronics what happens is the voltage whatever we have, it starts after 200 volts. Okay, your all the HVDC transmissions or your transformers whatever we have, everything will be using a transistor, that is your SCR. So here what happens is it will be having a higher current capability and higher resistance to the change in the current. So because of which this SCR is most preferred and more suitable for AC operations, because at every zero position of the AC cycle, this we are talking about the zero crossing of a sine wave. If you remember, the sine wave looks like this, and this is, if I say this is the origin, this is the zero crossing, and this is also the zero crossing. This is also zero crossing. That means whenever it crosses this origin, that is say O, we call it as a zero crossing. So it is most suitable for AC operations because at every zero position of the AC cycle, the SCR will be automatically turned off. The SCR is automatically turned off here because of the commutation that is called as natural commutation. So what happens at this zero crossing is whenever the change in the phase of the signal happens, then the voltage across the SCR will be reversed and the capacitor will discharge. Once the capacitor discharges, you will be getting your SCR getting discharged. So whenever the level voltage across the SCR lies below the some gate threshold, then it will be off. Then what we have is it is small in size, so it is easy to mount and trouble-free service. So whenever we use this SCR in our labs, we need to be taking care that a proper gate voltage and gate current is being given to the circuitry so that it works in a better way. These are the applications. Mentioning the applications, say the SCR is mainly used in devices where control of high power. Wherever we have SCR, this word will be 100% coming. Control of high power, possibly coupled with a high voltage, is demanded. So high voltage and high power or high rating will be selecting SCR only. So the operation of SCR makes them suitable for the medium for control applications such as lamp dimming and motor control. So the students with a ENC and END background, you will be having your, in the third semester, one subject called as power electronics and instrumentation, where in the power electronics, this is the most preferred device and it will be understood in that particular section. So we will be seeing in that particular subject different applications of SCR, different applications of power electronics, and in what all purposes we'll be using that particular SCR. So yes, we have a summary of today's class. In the today's lecture, we have learnt about the basics of SCR, how it is, and what are the different devices, the different terminals, and how it operates, and construction, its working principle, and also the advantages of SCR. So the next continuation part of this we'll cover in the next video. Until then, take care.